I don't know why, but I love obtaining vehicles with really bad wiring, terrible interiors. So I think I'm gonna buy a couple cans of vinyl and fabric paint, and I'm gonna redo all these black because I got a blue dash pad, red window covers, and then this is all tan. I'll respray this black as well, all the trims, and then I'll probably, this carpet's grown moss again, so I think I'm gonna pull this seat out and vacuum the floor again, park it under here because right now the roof's still sweating, so I need to get a headliner in it so that way the roof doesn't sweat as bad. So I'm gonna work on pulling the bench out next. It'll give me more room to work on the wiring too, so win-win. All right, so we got the seat out. I'm gonna work on getting the rear seat out now, so that way we can get full view of the carpet and the side panels. I bought the vinyl and fabric spray paint today, so I'll get that laid down once this is all dried out. So I got all the junk off the floor, so I'm getting ready to vacuum it, and then I'll spray paint it tomorrow morning. All right, the interior of the F250 is vacuumed. I got the rear seat out. I sprayed it down with Simple Green, and now I'm gonna use my wet vac to suck up all the moisture, and then I'll put a heater in it for the night. All right, the interior is all cleaned out, and it's Simple Green and everything. This is gonna get rid of all the moisture, and then it'll be ready for vinyl and fabric spray tomorrow. All right, everything in here is taped off. I'm leaving the doors open. I got the fan blowing in here, so I'm gonna get ready to start spraying the floor. All right, this is the stuff I'll be using. It's flat black, and I got a light in here now, and then I'm gonna be using this brush to spread the bristles out so that way it all mixes in nicely. All right, I'm some of the way through. I keep having to take breaks because it's a pretty enclosed space, so it's kind of hard to breathe, but about 2/3 of the way there probably on the back, and then I have to let the front dry still. Carpet's still a little bit wet, so keep going on this and check in with you guys in a bit. Okay, so this was after a full coat and a brushing. That was after a full coat, a brushing, and another coat. So I'm gonna hit this with another coat, and then I'll leave it. And the rear half should be done, and then I'll do the front half once the floors are dry. Alright, so after all those 2 coats and everything, this is what we're left with. There's some spots where if you rub it, it kind of turns a little bit brown or gold. But this is mostly where the seat's going to be, so I'm not too worried about it. I'll let this fully dry, and then I'll probably come back in and vacuum it. And see what it looks like after. This is the first time doing this, so I might have also bought the wrong stuff, but I think it looks pretty good right now. Way better than that. I forgot to start recording on these, but that's the glove box and the driver's side kick panel. I'm working on the dash next. Those both have 1 coat. I sanded this with red Scotch-Brite and prepped it with degreaser. So I'm gonna start spraying this one, and then I'll put another coat on those once they're dry. Alright, first coat on the dash is done. I'm going to spray these now, and then do another coat on this. The can's pretty empty, so hopefully I have enough. Alright, this is what the dash, that side panel ended up looking like. It took a whole can, so I'll use the other can on the front of the carpet. I'll buy more for the rest of it. Alright, this is one of the only metal pieces really in the truck, so I'm going to spray paint this flat black as well. This is just regular Home Depot paint. Okay, so I attached my wire to there, and if I shut this off, so when I touch power to it, that one and that one turn on, but that's it. So this is part of the problem, is this wire not being connected to anything, so probably dive into this a little bit more. Well, I just figured out why none of my wiring at the back was working for the running lights or the reverse lights. Well, the reverse light plug on the transmission's broken, but this is not ideal. Pretty much half these aren't even connected. I already know I have to fix the brake lights on this side too. The connection's awful on that as well. And yes, these are crimp connected. Yes, it's the wrong way of doing it. Yes, I'm going to do it the same way. So I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, all the important running lights are working. These are all going to be very temporary. I just found a bunch of LED ones for about 80 bucks for all 8. So it'll replace the 2 reverse lights and all 6 of the red ones, which are all running lights and brake lights. I got part of the dash in. This is just kind of mocked up right now. It's pretty tight in there, but it works. And then this is attached, so that won't move now. It's all part of the system. And I don't know what this light goes to, but I left it dangling. And then this is for the interior lighting, which I'll figure out later. But it's looking pretty dang good. I just gotta tighten this one here. This one up top's already tight, and then I just gotta tighten that side and the bottom one, and this should be good. Alright, so it's fully bolted in. Now I just need to get the dash pad done. This is where the clock goes, this is where the radio goes, and then there's a whole fascia that goes right here. This, like I said, is just temporarily put in. It's nice and tight in there, but I don't have anywhere to attach it until the dash pad goes in. So all this, the whole top row attaches to the dash pad, and you won't see any of that tan right there. So I'm super happy with how this came out. And then this will fold down, and it'll help push this back because it's not fully touching back here. You can see there's a gap, so this this whole thing should push back once this is in place as well. Alright, so the dash and the dash pad are in. I thought that this wouldn't bother me, but it is. And this was seized, so filled it up with a bunch of penetrant. Opening and closes really nice now. I pulled the locking mechanism out, so once it's fully shut, you won't really notice it. But I'm going to spray this completely black. I'll peel this sticker off first. It's not really an important one, but I'll probably peel it off and re-stick it on just because it's cool. But this interior is coming out pretty dang good. Alright, the main spot that you put your feet, I redid black again. And then the glove box is done, and the ashtray is done. Dash pad's in, and then that's the sticker that goes in the glove box. So by tomorrow this should all be dry. And I also did that panel there, this panel here. You can see that one's got a crack in it, but I'm not too worried about that. I'll leave those seats and that seat tan for now, and I'll probably change it later. And then I'm gonna get some mats for the front, mat for the rear, and we'll probably call it there, because these just need a full overhaul. They're pretty bad. So other than that though, this truck is fully running, driving once I get the speedo cable in, which should be in the next week or so. So once I know how fast I'm going, everything else is pretty much working. I know oil pressure works, oil temp works, the charger works, fuel gauge works, RPM works. So that's all that's left is just the speedo, and I'll throw the seat back in it, and this thing should be pretty much good. I'll have brake lights, running lights, headlights, high beams, turn signals, all that. So I'm pretty happy with where we're at. I let these sit inside and warm up along with my can. So I'm spraying the visors now, and then I'll be spraying the side window trims after. Alright, so these are my new lights that I picked up. They should work just the same as these ones, but they'll be LED, so I'll have to drill these rivets out and then put the rubber sock in, and then these lights will slip into there. And they come with their own pigtails right there. And then I'm pretty sure this blue wire is for the reverse light, so I'll be able to hook up this blue wire to one thing. I'll have to double check and make sure, but these will be my reverse lights, which are down here. But they'll all either do red or white, and they'll do brake and brake lights and running lights, sorry. So I'll be able to rewire all of these. I got 8 total, so I can do all of them. And this will just be way nicer. For 10 bucks a light, I am not going to be disappointed. This is super, super nice. And I did check. These will go all white in reverse, even if the red's on. The white's an override. So technically, I will be able to hook all 8 up if I wanted to reverse, but that's too much. So yeah, these will work great. If you hook one wire, it's dim. If you hook both up, it's bright. So that'll be awesome. I've got 8 of them to do. They all fit in the old holes perfectly. So I'm super excited. Alright, so I bought these mats on Amazon. I didn't even know that they were Motor Trend. So I'm going to throw one there, and I've got this long skinny one for the back here. I'm actually pretty happy with it. The passenger side fit up is not as good because of the extra tunnel there, but it came out looking pretty halfway decent. So I'll at least protect the carpet for a little bit. I got the new Speedo cable in. I just got to fish this end down to the transmission, find a bolt that fits this, and throw it in. I had to use the old clip and the old gears, so get this chucked in there. I'll clean it up before I put it in there. It's gonna get dirty going down to the bottom anyways. Alright, so this will be out with the old and in with the new. I still gotta wire them up. So we got the black, red, and then a white, and then this blue. This blue is clear. I'm gonna wire these ones up to where I can hook it up to a switch, and the whole back will light up white. Alright, this is the ending of the wiring. Those blue wires are for the white lights. Like I said, I'll probably add those later as either helping me back up or work on cars or, roadside stuff. But right now these are all wired up. It goes all the way down here and down to these bottom lights, and now I just got to remove these and wire those ones up and do the same thing on the other side. 2 out of 6 or 2 out of 8 are done, so 6 more to go. Alright, well, I just gutted what used to be here. This is what I tried putting in, and you can see a couple of those wires are pretty good, but if you look at this other side, those are just green. Also, I got water on my camera. Sorry about that. But this was the old wiring that was in there, and you can just see how chewed up it is. So I'm going to replace all this. I was going to go the extension cord route because I had some, but as you can tell, that's not going to last very long. So these ones are all set. Got them down, run through here. I'll end up covering all this with some of that plastic shielding, and then figure out how to clamp it. But it runs all the way down here. This wire was already in here, and it's even lower amperage now. So those will be brake lights and running lights. This one will be a running light and turn signal. This one will be a running light and then future reverse lights once I figure out the switch. I'll do the same thing over here. Parking light, reverse light, and then that one will be running light and turn signal, and then these ones will be running light and brake light. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So I've got the ground up there right now, it's the black one, and then this orange one, turn signal's on right now, so it's blinking. But I also have the brake on, which makes this one stay on solid. But there's an interrupter, so if I disconnect this right now, or if I turn the other turn signal on, the green one will start to blink and this one will go solid. So there's some sort of an interrupter. So this is the orange is the passenger side, and the green blinker is on the left. And then I don't know what this one does. I think it's just another ground. And then this is my running lights, which I have off right now. So brown is running lights, orange is passenger side, green is driver side turn signals, and then I'm assuming this is another ground. Easy way to test that would be to connect my ground to the black wire and then test out those other wires and see if it does the same thing. I'll let you know. Okay, so this skinny black, I think it's black. Yeah, it's got a line on it. That one is the reverse light. So I know mine doesn't work, so I'll probably just leave him disconnected. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Those are both the running lights. Yes, these are all different gauges of wires, just what I had. Brown running lights to both sides. Green to green is the driver's side, and orange to orange is the passenger side. And then this is the ground, which I'm just going to put an eyelet on and screw to the frame, because that's what I've been doing with the lights themselves. And then this is the reverse light, which I'm just gonna, it's not gonna be touching any of these wires, and it doesn't matter if power even got to it anyways. There's no 12 volt that comes out of this right now because the switch itself is broken on the transmission. So I'm gonna tape all this up and shove it back in this plastic sheathing here, and then feed it through that hole up there. And then I'll probably zip tie these individually with little zip ties just to keep them together. And then I will do all the terminating out here. Alright, so there's my ground wire. Drilled it with a 1/4 inch bit M6 nut and bolt. And then this is what it looks like through the hole there. It's nice and clean, tucked out of the way. And then it goes all the way down. It's all ready to be terminated. Alright, so I'm going to be testing the lights. We got brake lights, turn signals, and the license plate light all hooked up. Those are the running light. There's the brake light. Here's the right turn signal, and then the brakes still work. It'll just only turn on the left side. And there's the left one, same thing. It'll turn on the right side brake light, but not the left side. Alright, so this is where I leave the truck. It was really late at night and I hit a tree, so I'm gonna end up looking for a whole new front end for this. And so there'll be an episode on that once I find a truck that's usable for this. And then there'll be another episode on it. But all lights are done, the interior is pretty much done, so just gotta focus on this now and work on some of my other projects while I'm waiting on a parts truck.